What's up, YouTube? Cap over here, and welcome to the second episode of the podcast for the RBL Reddit Battle League. And I'm here with my co-host. He can introduce himself.
Semeraro Cap. Semeraro. Semeraro 22.
Or just Zach.
Or Zach for those who dare not venture and guess or attempt my last name.
I'm not jumping in that pool. Not today. Not today. It's a warm day, but I'm not doing it.
It's all good. It's all good. Today's episode, we're going over the two mega rounds, and then I'll let Cap go into more detail.
Yeah, today was the mega draft for both the A and B League. We're gonna go over that and see how we did in both sides. And I'm really surprised on how the B League turned out itself, because those are some powerful mons.
Definitely. That's some straight power.
And we can just sort of go right into it because. Why not, right?
Yeah, we're going to go over B League first, and for anyone who's not in the RBL that might happen to catch this video, B League drafted from the same pool of mons as A League, so they're getting basically what we don't draft. So that's why you're not going to see two Mega Venusaurs and whatnot. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really cool, but yeah, like I said, the power in that league is going to be so interesting to see.
Yes. Do you want to go ahead and start it off?
Yeah, I believe the first choice was by Zelda himself, coach of the Zangooses.
Yes. Zagreb Zangooses.
He picked up the Mega Metagross.
And I think you can go ahead too.
It's an incredible. Sorry, we're just butting over here, cutting each other off, but it's an incredible choice. That's all I have to say.
It's definitely there's not really much to say in that. Like, just looking at all the this is just megas. Just looking at all the megas, I only see two or three megas that touch this thing.
Yeah,
that even touch this thing. Right. Garchomp, Houndoom, and Sableye. And Sableye's not going to do a whole lot. It can burn it. But like Sableye's not going to do like a crap ton, but I guess Alakazam might be able to do something. But Garchomp, EQ, and then Houndoom obviously like will walls that thing, except for EQ.
Charizard Y.
Oh yeah, Charizard Y too. I miss Charizard Y. But I think he got the best pick because I forgot it wasn't Ubers. I don't know why I thought it was Ubers. Was it Ubers for a time, or am I just making that up?
I think it was always in just draftable.
Okay, I knew it was suspect tested recently. I just didn't know if I don't know why I thought it was Ubers, but I think he did. I think he got the cream of the crop from what was left after A League. I think if I was in his situation, I would have gone Metagross as well.
I would be fully happy. But the next pick was by the Chestnuts, and they picked up the Mega Diancie. And Mega Diancie, I've never really seen it used much in battle. But in terms of its ability, which is Magic Bounce, that's incredible because now people have to be more wary of going for Thunder Waves, Toxic, Stealth Rocks, Sticky Webs, anything like that. Whenever they want to set up with a hazard, the Mega Diancie will come in and just really threaten that thing out.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic that both Magic Bounce Megas aren't in our league.
Oh yeah, so happy.
Diancie almost was, because I almost took Diancie. But not spoiling anything for later in the video. If my Mega that I got didn't fall, because I thought it'd be gone, I would have taken Diancie or Metagross. But I think Diancie's just it hits so hard. It's got 170 attack and special attack, 110 defense, 110 special defense, 100 or 110 speed. It's got 50 health, but there has to be something wrong with it. It has to be something wrong with it for it to not be Ubers, because if that thing even had 75 health, I think that thing should be Ubers, because it has Magic Bounce, it has all these ridiculous stats, but it's got
put in some decent work. Yeah, the only thing that it really gets hurt by is like something that is steel
and ground. Because they won't have to worry about it, but I was like, when I was trying to decide, I did some calcs against some of the more powerful ground type move users like Landorus Therium, and Mega Diancie didn't fare too well. So that's kind of why I kind of started veering away from it and I was leaning towards Metagross and Aggron type. But I think in B League, Mega Diancie with Magic Bounce, it can't get status. It can be physical, it could be special, it could be mixed. It's got a higher accuracy Stone Edge. Diamond Storm with the chance to raise its defenses. And Stealth Rocks, of course, and it's a disgusting mega.
Yeah, but with that, we're gonna move on to the Kecleons, coached by Vade. He picked up the Mega Garchomp, which is once again we're staying with a simple Sandstorm core over here. First top 3 picks would benefit from the Sandstorm.
First round pick Stoutland, I'm calling it. He's gonna get it. I think I love Garchomp. It's very versatile. You would think it's not. You think it's somewhat versatile, like just Dragon Ground. You think, okay, it's powerful. It's relatively versatile, but that thing is way more versatile than you think it is. And obviously, the Mega Garchomp, it's more powerful and a little slower, but it can still do everything that Garchomp can do. So it can't punish physical attackers because it doesn't have rough skin. But aside from that, it's definitely a great pickup.
Yeah, it's definitely got a whole bunch of things that the Garchomp has. Plus, it's got its extra added boost in stats.
Yeah.
So that's always nice. Plus, it's got pretty cool design.
Yeah.
That's how I base my picks on the design itself. Anywho, we're going to go into Rivias. Oh yeah, something like that. They picked up the Mega Pinsir, and this is straight up power. This is the easy button.
Yeah, you don't even need to Swords Dance, but if you can get up a sub and SD, you don't even if you can just get up a sub and survive one super effective hit. If your opponent doesn't have a super effective answer for Pinsir or Rocks Up, they're in trouble because Pinsir
winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, Pinsir just tears through teams like they're tissue paper. I was also shocked it didn't go in the first. I think it didn't, or in the A League, and I think it's because Stealth Rocks is why it fell.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see that because even in season 1 we didn't see the Mega Pinsir, and I don't know. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why at all. But Pinsir's a great mon to pick up, and I'm looking forward to see it.
That's what I'm saying. It's gotta be Stealth Rocks. It's the only reason I can think why it wouldn't be taken. I was looking for versatility in my Mega, so that's why I wasn't really, because Mega Pinsir's just a physical juggernaut. Or I guess power. I don't know.
It hurts. It
hurts
people.
Badly. So that's that's why I wasn't really looking this way.
So we're just gonna move on to the Feraligators, and they picked up the Mega Alakazam.
Another mon I'm shocked didn't go in the first round. The thing's just pure, unadulterated WWF power.
Spoons.
It's Vanillexes need to watch out.
Unrated spoons.
Yeah, it's it so much coverage, so much just special power. It can actually take a special hit pretty well, not so much physical. But it's definitely just even if it had average, decent to good stats and had the move pool it does, it would be a good pick. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's one of the fastest Megas out there too.
Yeah.
So especially in this B League tier where speed is going to be quite essential, and having your Mega around and do the most damage in the shortest amount of time, Alakazam can do that.
Who's faster, Pinsir or Alakazam?
Well, Pinsir gets quick attack.
Yeah. True.
So, and from what I know, Alakazam isn't really fond of taking hits. But
definitely
who is?
Not.
Who is?
I'm gonna see if they're in the same division because that'd be an interesting matchup. But I think the Pinsirs, the Baltimore Ravias, would be smart in running. I don't think they would not run quick attack when they're playing Alakazam. For Alligators, they are in the same division.
Ooh, that'll be good. That'll be one of the things to watch out for then.
Yes, sir.
Then we're just gonna move on to the veteran of this format, the Oakland Tyclosians.
No, it's the Bear Ticks. I messed up. I skipped them when I initially typed the message.
Well then, the
Bear
Ticks. Okay,
I
they picked up the Mega Aggron.
Yes, sorry. I didn't know if you knew what they had, but then I remembered we discussed it, so that's kind of why I tried to step in there because I thought you were gonna lull, and so I didn't want there to be this silence as you're just yo, Zach, can you help me out here? So
I would tell you straight up, be like, yo, man, I don't know what's going on.
Basically, it's two people who usually lead in videos trying to dance, so it's going to take a couple videos for me to step back. So
either he's going to step back, or I'm just gonna step back. And
well, I mean,
stay quiet for a
these
bit.
are your videos, your channel, so I'm trying to let you lead. But Aggron is awesome. It's got 230 base defense. It's got great attack. Filter is an awesome ability. It's got 3 weaknesses, no 4 times weaknesses. I really considered it again until I considered 3 Mega seriously before the one I wasn't even considering because I thought it'd be gone came to me. So I love this pick. This is my second favorite Mega pick in the B League.
And it pretty much walls the Pinsir, doesn't it?
Yes, Pinsir. I mean, EQ will hurt, but it's not good. It might do. I think it might do a third. I'd have to look at calcs, but because of filter, because it's not stab, and because Aggron's defenses are stupid. I don't see any physical move coming from a Mega out of these. Obviously, Aggron's walled by Charizard Y. It's walled by Houndoom. And I think Mega Alakazam would hurt it pretty badly with HP Fire. But from the physical side, nothing. I don't see anything that can touch it.
Well, from my experience of playing Pokemon and whatnot, I've never seen Mega Aggron taken down in one hit by a physical attack.
Oh, there's no way. It can't be possible. There's no way.
It's gotta be boosted to sky high.
I feel like it'd have to be a 4 times to come close.
Yeah,
because the reason it is because of filter. Filter just it cripple. It doesn't cripple, but it harms the super effective attack. So you have to swing for the fences or go special, and then it basically gives Aggron a free turn because you switch. Mm-hmm. You can switch in on a physical attacker in a close combat from something that's not going to do much even. And so it gives it a free turn to set up rocks, to do whatever it wants, then because you have to bring in your special attacker.
Yeah. It's definitely a really awesome mon to see, and I think it's one of my personal favorites just because it's so badass, and it's an Aggron. It's a fucking Aggron.
Yeah.
Anywho, I do believe it's the Typhlosions, right?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
This time it is Fuck the System Softly and the Oakland Typhlosions.
He picked up the Mega Swampert. And
I don't think this means Rain Team. I mean, it's obviously it's like a prelude to a Rain Team, and when you see Mega Swampert, but Mega Swampert's pretty powerful on its own, and outside of its grass weakness, it's there's not a lot that hits it super hard.
Yeah, it definitely brings that train of thought that there's gonna be rain on the Typhlosions, which is a bit of a different channel. You got the Typhlosions and the Swamperts together. Yeah. It's a bit weird.
That'd be interesting to see a fire-based Mon team mascot running a rain team. But I think I like Mega Swampert. I wouldn't draft it in A-League at any point because I don't like weather teams that much. They are definitely viable. I just personally don't like relying on the weather because it can be countered and it can be turned against you. But Mega
definitely when you see a Mega Swampert, it does scream it though. But Mega Swampert can be viable in so many different ways. Plus, It's got some crazy stats.
Yeah, it gets very bulky, and it obviously can hit really hard. And it's got a nice move pool too. Not a fantastic one coverage wise, but it has a decent amount of moves to cover what it needs to.
And the thing is that usually, since this is in the B League, it's that most of the things that do counter rain teams perfectly are in the upper tiers, and they might be taken already. So running that rain team might be a bit wise just because there's so much viable RU, NU rain Pokemon that could benefit from that. For example, the Poliwrath, Kabutops, so many things can be ran as that.
But it's kind of funny because the other weather settings starter is also in there, and I think that'd be a good segue into the next mon.
That is Charizard Y by the Heatmores.
Yes.
Miami Heatmores.
And I think the Swamperts are lucky. Well, I guess both guys are lucky that they're not in each other's division because...
Battle of the Weathers?
Yeah, they would be very annoying to each other. They would not enjoy battling each other because Charizard Y would be... it would literally be... If just hypothetically, if Politoed doesn't make it out of the A-League draft, which I don't, unless someone decides to go rain team, I don't see it happening. I can see it happening. I mean, like, it's going to be send Charizard out Y on the rain, drought. Next turn, send Politoed in, drizzle. Like, it's just going to be that, and that's if they both yeah, basically that if they both want to go the weather way, that is. But I don't think either of them are really looking to lock in on the weather route.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what they're going to draft and see how that develops and whatnot. Most certainly. I guess the next pick is by the Tyranitar, and they picked up the Mega Sableye, and I'm very fond of this pick just because it's once again another Mega Bouncer. I'm going to call it a Mega Bouncer.
It works. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
No, you can go.
I'm talking way too much anyway about these.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Mega Sableye does a lot. It obviously it prevents burns, toxics, paralysis, stealth rocks, everything. It also it's deceptively powerful. It's not obviously not super powerful, but it can hit you for more than you think it's going to hit you. It gets priority. It's cheeky. I'm going to describe it as cheeky.
Sableyes are just cheeky in general, though.
So, I think it's a good pick. I think it's definitely top half of the mega picks in the B League.
Oh man, and then the next pick is the Sphealers, and they picked up the Mega Slowbro, and I've seen this thing do work last season, and it was incredible. It was one of the top KOers in the league, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It just who was it? It was Coach Ethereal Knight that really brought the full potential out of the Mega Slowbro, and for the first half of the season, it wouldn't go down just because you'd set up a lot of Calm Minds, and a lot of people didn't have answers for it. Mm-hmm. So, the Mega Slowbro in this format is definitely a threat.
What's its ability? I can honestly say I've not seen any of Mega Slowbro.
I think it's Shell Armor. It blocks all crits.
Ooh, that's deadly.
Yeah, especially on something with that crazy of defense with Slack Off, Rest, Calm Mind. Basically, you name it.
Basically, the only way off the top of my head I can think of taking that thing out is putting it on a timer, getting a Toxic on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which obviously the other person will see coming. Wow, 108 defense. That's the second highest defense of the Megas drafted.
Yeah, it's definitely something you don't want to get stuck in, like a 1v1.
Yeah.
Situational thing.
And, wow, that HP is so high too. Dang, he is an animal.
Oh man. I'm definitely happy I'm not seeing this thing again. Mm-hmm. But I guess the next pick would be the Cloisters, and they picked up the Mega Blastoise, which was used by
Carolina Pyroars, correct?
Yeah, in the finals.
The Blastoise taking a drop in competition, just metaphorically, because the B League is going. I think B League is going to take not more skill, but just as much skill, because they're going to have to get really creative with like lesser used mons.
Yeah, well, especially since, like, there's only going to be... My prediction is going to be, like, 1 or 2 Rapid Spinners. Oh. And having the Mega Blastoise already as a Rapid Spinner has a potential.
I didn't even think about that. That is genius.
Yeah, so it's a genius pick because, like, later on in the draft, there's not going to be any Rapid Spinners. There's going to be a lot of Defoggers. And at that point, it's going to be a real twist in your arm if you want to get rid of both rocks.
Yeah, basically, the pick was good anyway, and that just makes it a whole lot better. I think there'll be 2 viable Rapid Spinners, and then like 2 or 3 more like that aren't, like Claydol. That's just a Rapid Spinner. When you see Claydol, you're like, okay, he's literally afraid of rocks and he has to bring this thing.
Pretty much. So it's definitely a really cool pick to bring because Blastoise brings that sense of unpredictability, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't know unpredictability. Well, it could be. It could bring a bulky defensive set, or it could bring the all-out.
Just attack.
Yeah. So yeah, it's somewhat unpredictable.
But we're just gonna go down the evolution chain, and we're gonna go into the War Turtles, who picked up the Mega Houndoom.
I think they panicked a little bit. Like, not panicked, but they definitely had something else in mind with this pick, and I think they kind of were like, because I don't think I would have gone Houndoom. Its ability is situational. It's still a powerful special attacker, but I think I would have rather gone like Mega Pidgeot. Like, I still like Mega Houndoom. It's a good mon. It's quick and it hits, but its ability is Solar Power, and it's very situational. While like Mega Pidgeot, its Stone Edges are going to hit Pidgeot, you're not going to leave a Mega Pidgeot in on any mon that can have Stone Edge.
Yeah.
So I think I was just saying real quick. I think in his situation, I would have gone Mega Pidgeot, but that's me, and I can definitely see why he took Mega Houndoom.
Yeah. I'm considering that they're actually like the last pick of the season of the Mega Draft. It's not a bad pick just because they have all that extra points when they go into the draft itself.
True.
And they can spend it on, let's say, hey, I want to pick up a crazy OU team or something. And instead of having like stacking off all those points on just one mon, they can sort of spread it out and build a team that really supports Houndoom.
Yeah.
So it depends on what they pick up that can support Houndoom and how he uses the Houndoom. I can see it being one of the bigger threats in the tier, but at the same time, it's going to need a lot of support, and for the Wartortles to really pull it off, they're going to have a good draft.
Another mon I would have considered, and he might have just weighed the options, was Sceptile. Because I think Mega Sceptile, because the typing, it's 4 times weak to Ice, but it's not like Mega Houndoom's going to live an Earthquake or a Stone Edge as well, like compared to, because they're both frail. You might as well get a better coverage of moves, I guess, because Houndoom gets Nasty Plot, it gets Dark Pulse, it gets some decent coverage, but I think I would have just gone for like a Pidgeot who hits harder, or just has a move that hits harder, or Sceptile who has better coverage. But again, I do relatively like the Houndoom pick, and I understand he was very limited because there had been 23 Megas taken before him. So he also could have looked at one of the Mega LAWLZs too. But
that's surprising none of those guys got picked up.
Because it's different, because in the GBA they're banned because it's only 1 league and 12 teams, so that'd be 4 LAWLZs in the league. But in ours we didn't, because there's 24 teams to supplement, so there definitely needed to be. And I am also surprised that a Mega LAWLZ didn't get picked.
Yeah, but the speed, it's going to need a lot of support regardless. Houndoom, it's got a 115 base speed. It's got a crazy special attack, but it can't really take hits that well. And
that's why I was saying I think I would lean towards more Mega Sceptile, but yeah. But
I guess that's what the B League drafted. Call me crazy, but that's a pretty crazy draft when you get the Mega Pinsir, Metagross, the Diancie, Sableye. The list could go on. It could pretty much go on through the whole list.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard to even say like, oh, this is my favorite, this is my second favorite, this is the worst. Just real quick, my favorite I think is Aggron or Metagross.
I want to see the Sableye put in some work, and I want to see both of the Mega Bouncers do some work, and I really want to.
I think Blastoise is the sleeper.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
and I don't think because of its offensive potential. I think we're gonna see some Blastoise walling some things, and people not expecting it. Like, people expecting Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Water, or Scald, Water Pulse, whatever, and then he comes out Rapid Spin, like Defense Curl, Defense Curl rollout. What are you doing over here? Just maxing out his defenses and sitting there. And it's like, I'll burn you with Scald, and then I'll just sit here and you can try and keep hitting me, and it's not going to work. So
welcome back to the academy. Today's lesson is Defense Curl rollout. Oh right, you get a little golden star, guys. You good. Anywho, that's a B League. That's a pretty crazy draft. I think we're gonna move on to the A League itself now.
And real quick, I mean, if you're in the league, you've watched it and you know. But if you're not in the league and you kind of want to catch up with last season, which I doubt you can even, the first 2 picks are the winner and runner-up of the season 1 championship.
Yeah, there's a little prize over there. So our champion of Season 1 was Alex Louis, coach of the Bavarian Beedrills, and he kept his promise. He kept his promise from the previous season. He was almost going to draft this guy, but he got his mascot, and we've got the Mega Beedrill as the number 1 pick. And this is it's sort of a mixed bag for this, just because Beedrill can only do like 1 or 2 things.
Well,
one thing at most.
It can do one thing, but it can do it in different ways. It's there to hit hard and switch out.
Yeah,
it's there.
It's pretty much the pivot king of that. Anything can really, because you're gonna take damage, and if you don't take damage, then he's just gonna switch out on you, and you're gonna have a bad matchup. So it's a really good pick. I'm gonna enjoy seeing him how he uses it. And who's in his pool? Do you know who's in it?
The Bouffalants and the Gallade Butterfrees. He changed his name. I don't know if it's an official change or not, so I put Gallade's Butterfrees.
All right, I can dig that. So the only problem is that the Mega Low Punny does have Fake Out, and I don't think it's faster. Mega Beedrill is stupidly fast.
No, Low Punny's not faster, but that Fake Out will do a stupid amount of damage.
So that's the only problem with it. And they battle these opponents 4 times, so it's something to really look out for. That's how I sort of prejudge a lot of things.
The reason I like Mega Beedrill, I like Mega Beedrill in the A League. I don't like Mega Beedrill at number 1 overall, just because there's a better bug type that can do what he does. Slower, but better. And that's the only reason. If he had the 3rd pick and the draft went the Mon that went 3rd first, and then the Mon that went second, and then he had to pick and took Beedrill, I'd be perfectly fine with it. But with Scizor on the board, I don't like the pick, because I'm sure he's going to like run through it. I'm going to get 6-0'd by this Mega Beedrill, I'm telling you right now. But again, no problem with Mega Beedrill, no problem with him drafting it, especially if he liked it. If he liked it, he liked it. I just think Scizor can do what he can better. Yeah, Beedrill doesn't have the 4 times weakness, but also a super effective attack is going to almost OHKO Beedrill from a stab, moderately strong attacker. So I don't love the pick. I don't hate it. I don't love it though.
Well, I'm gonna be interested on how he uses it. He's the champ for a reason, and
definitely.
The good thing about this pick is that he has a little extra points in the bag to spend on other things.
I keep forgetting to consider that.
Yeah, that's the number 1 consideration when you pick something like this, and the fact that it's a Mega Beedrill, that he has already the U-turn utility set.
Yeah,
then that's pretty good. That's one less thing to worry about, and he can pack some power somewhere else, and potentially Beedrill could be a surprise Mon that we didn't see coming.
See, I definitely could see Beedrill putting in work. Like I said, I don't like it number 1 overall.
All right, so we'll move on to the number 2 pick. Hopefully he's more fond of this. It's by Mr. Sir Grape, the runner-up of last season. Like I said, they got bought out, so they're the Pyroars now. And he picked up the Mega Scizor, something that you, sir, are much more fond of.
Mega Scizor is my favorite Mega, like aesthetically, like how it looks and stuff. And it's one of my favorite Megas play-wise. I've played the most with Mega Scizor, more than any other Mega. The other Megas I played a lot with are Gallade, and I think that's it. Actually, I think I've only played a lot with those 2, and Deontay. And Scizor can U-turn. It's got Technician. It's got Bullet Punch Priority. It's got Superpower. It's got Knockoff. It's got Roost, Defog. It can do so many things, and it can be bulky. It can be just pure power. Like that Bullet Punch 40 base priority attack. Like even as long as it's neutral, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. So that's why I like Scizor more than Beedrill. And that's why I dock the Bavarian Beedrills a little bit, just because they could have got Scizor, not because it was Beedrill who they took.
Well, I'm fond of Scizor because it just brings... It always has that potential of bringing the hidden power fire, so it really baits that move. Yeah. Because no matter what, you can't go for like, all right, there's a Scizor, I've got hidden power fire. 9 out of 10 times you're probably gonna click Hidden Power of Fire just because you want to get rid of this thing.
Because it's that big of a threat.
Plus it hits hard, Technician Boost, Defog, Roost, you name it, you can run different things on it, and it hits and encounters so many good things. So every team is gonna have to prepare for it, and they're gonna have to find different ways of really, really countering the Mega Scissors themselves. And the runner-up is a runner-up for a reason. He can use these mons to their full potential, and most likely, Scissor is gonna hurt the league a lot.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely gonna hurt me. Next, for the third pick, are we ready to move on?
Yeah. We're gonna move on to Joseph 6, coach of the Minnesota Eon Twins. He picked up the Mega Venusaur, and I'm scared of this thing. It's thick, fat, it's bulky, it's annoying. I want to kill myself. I don't like it.
I think it's the best pick in the draft, value-wise. I think Mega Venusaur is... I think it's, the best Mega. Even though it's kind of predictable what it's going to run, it's just such a pain in the ass. It's got one weakness, right? It's just weak to Psychic. I know it's weak to Fire and Ice, but Thick Fat counters that, mostly.
Yeah, it does, and... I went against a Mega Venusaur with my Mega Charizard, and I had to get out a +2 or 3 just to ensure that I take it out in a couple hits.
It's ridiculous.
And it's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be interesting to see in this league, and like I said, you're gonna always have to bring that Psychic Mon. Mind you, at the cost, it comes with a full 180 points.
Yeah,
but it's a well-spent 180 points to a Mega Venusaur.
I just think giving it a third, and I consider it better than Venusaur or Beedrill, and I consider it the best Mega. I guess the best Mega that only does a couple things, because it does a couple things, but nobody does it better than it, and nobody can tank a hit like him and then get the health back, and then you just have to sit there. Basically, you have to catch it on a switch in. And then get 2 and then be faster is how you take this thing out if you don't have a Psychic Mon.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to be stuck in with. Plus, it's pretty versatile. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's got a great move pool. That being able to counter it can counter Ice types, it can counter Fire types. The only problem that it really has is that the Psychic things are going to be a real thing.
But it gets knockoff too.
Yeah, well, then at that point, you're going to have to sacrifice Leaf Seed, Synthesis, Giga Drain, Earthquake, Sludge Bomb, something like that.
Fire coverage. You'll have to sacrifice. Most likely, you'd be sacrificing the fire coverage. Most of the sets I see are, some are Synthesis, but most I see are Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Earthquake, and... Actually, is it Synthesis? I think you're right. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah. Okay.
Cap's smarter than me.
No, just luckier. Anywho, we're just gonna move on to the fourth pick. It's coached by ya boy. The reason I keep on saying this is because it literally comes up on my screen as ya boy, the Jewish giraffe, coach of the San Francisco Girafarigs, and he picked up the Mega Aerodactyl, and I really like this pick. I love it so much just because it's a scary mon. It's a fast, hard-hitting. It's got decent coverage. It's got tough claws. What's there not to like about Mega Aerodactyl? I don't understand how it's in a UU situation thing.
I think it's because it's got so many weaknesses.
And it's pretty frail. That's the only thing.
It's got 5 weaknesses, so that's probably why. But it still is just power. It hits let's see, I know what Tough Claws does, but I'm drawing a blank here.
It raises its attack. It's like Mega Charizard X.
Okay.
So any physical moves that it clicks, anything that is attack for Earthquake. Earthquake doesn't get affected by Tough Claws. It's just Dragon Claw.
You have to make contact with the other mon.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like it a lot more. Or not a lot more, but I like it a lot. I don't know if I like it as much. I still like it. I don't know if I like it as much at 4 just because of how many weaknesses it has. But if anyone, and just like Bavarian, if any two people can work around a Mon that has a major weakness, and in this case, Aerodactyl's major weakness is his multiple weaknesses. It is Alex Louise and TFG. And Aerodactyl even gets Stealth Rock. So even if like you want to have just the matchup that week is awful. Like they have an electric type, a steel type, water type, an ice type, rock type. Even if that type of matchup comes up, he could still suicide Aerodactyl if he really just didn't have another answer and get Stealth Rocks up. So
yeah,
so I like the pick.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite picks. For some reason, I just have a soft spot for Aerodactyl. I don't know why. But I think this is going to be one of the surprises of the league. I think Mega Aerodactyl is going to put in the work, and people are going to crumble to this thing.
Well, because that crunch is going to be what that crunch is going to do a lot.
So much.
Stone Edge is going to the Stone Edge counts as a contact move.
I'm not really sure about that.
I don't think Rock Slide does, but Stone Edge might. But it's just gonna if Stone Edge is a contact move, this thing is even more
scarier.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Let's see. Does not make contact. So Stone Edge does not make contact, so it does not get the Tough Claws boost, but it still it gets each elemental Fang, and Iron Head. So
great coverage, great speed.
Yeah. It's just Crunch, Ice Fang, Fire Fang, Iron Head, Thunder Fang. Yeah, it's just like, oh my goodness, Earthquake. It doesn't get the boost from that. But yeah, I like Mega Aerodactyl here more so than I did 20 minutes ago.
Plus, it's not. I don't think it's an OUB, right? Or OUA.
It is an OUB. So he saved 40 points by going Aerodactyl over something similar with coverage like Alakazam. In the little pre-talk we did before this, I docked him because he could have got Alakazam, but now that I look at the coverage that Aerodactyl has, I retract that and say I was wrong, because not only you're not going to really run Roost on Aerodactyl, but you have the option of recovery.
Yeah, but then you have to be pretty wary of the Earthquake itself.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm just, you're really not going to run Roost on Aerodactyl, except in extreme circumstances, because it's just how frail it is. But yeah. it does have the coverage that Alakazam has. Maybe not quite as much, but it definitely has a wide range of. It gets it gets Aqua Tail.
What?
Yeah, it gets Aqua Tail.
What? That's weird. Okay, all right.
And Iron Tail if you really want to if you want to gamble and go for that 100 damage with 75 accuracy. But yeah, I like this pick a lot more than I did 20 minutes ago.
So yeah. So we're gonna move on to the 5th pick, and that's Ethereal Knight, coach of the California Crawdaunts. He picked up the Mega Manectric.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, I don't. You can go off. I'm not very fond of this pick, to be honest.
Well, I can see where people wouldn't be fond of it, but he said his problem last year he didn't have any offense. And in this format, quick electric types do well. And while he could have drafted a different Mega and gotten Jolteon early, Jolteon I think will fall a couple rounds. It won't fall late, but I think it'll be 5th, 6th round, something like that. And he could have drafted Jolteon early just to ensure he got his fast power, hard-hitting electric type. I can see the value in getting an Intimidator like Mega Manectric that has 135 special attack, 135 speed. It's not an amazing pick, but he just explained his pick a little bit in his comments and said, last season I was too much I just didn't hit hard enough. I didn't have enough power. And obviously I don't know. I haven't played a lot of Manectrics. I don't think it has fantastic coverage. I think you rely on hidden powers with him a lot. But he has Volt Switch, he has Overheat, so it's not awful, but I can definitely see where people are weary over the pick.
Yeah, I don't know, just last season it didn't put in a lot of work, and even in whenever I use a Mega Manectric, it only seemed to do one thing only, and it was just to be sent in, Intimidate, and then it could use an up to Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power something, and Heat Wave or Flamethrower if you want.
Yeah.
And that's not really that. It's predictable. It's good at what it does, but is it something that I think I said, I'm not fond of this pick. I'm interested in to see how he uses it and how he'll maneuver around its flaws. But like I said, Manectric is good at what it does, and maybe I'm not that skilled enough to use it or that patient enough to use it.
Yeah. I think it's better in this format than it would be in just standard OU.
Yeah.
I think it's borderline OU, UU, I would say. Just looking at it and its move, because it's got great attack and special attack and speed, but none of its other stats are great. Defenses are okay. Its HP is not great or good, or and its attack's not good. But I mean, its defense is better because it has Intimidate. So when something comes in, it's getting intimidated. It lets it take hits better. But I think it works better in this format than any other format, just because that hidden it may rely on hidden power, but you don't know what they're going to prepare the Mega Manectric for on your team. You could be expecting this Mega Manectric is going to completely destroy my my water type or my flying type or something, and yeah, it will. But so you're like, okay, I'll send in a ground type and then HP Ice.
Yeah, so, I guess so. But still, at the same time, it's just, I guess this is my Beedrill. Your Beedrill to me, but I'm gonna be interested to see how he uses it. If he uses it well, then I'd be glad to be proved wrong on this, just because.
Honestly, it's like Beedrill. It's almost the special version of Beedrill.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that.
The only difference is his ability helps his defense more than his offense. Like Beedrill's adaptability, his allows him to live a bit longer.
Yeah.
So I think this is like a special version of Beedrill with just slightly less useful attacks, because it doesn't get knockoff. It doesn't get it gets any move basically. That's the edge it has on Beedrill, is it gets some support by Intimidate, so you can switch in Intimidate, Volt Switch out into something else, and it can Hidden Power anything. While Beedrill can't run Hidden Power because it's physical.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I can see that. It's gonna be interesting. I want to see the team that he builds around Manectric, though.
For sure.
I think that'll be really interesting to see. It's just, I don't know.
And up next we have
me,
the host himself,
Cap, coach of the Toronto Staraptors. I picked up once again. We're having our captain return, the Charizard X.
And this, I want to say, is the only redraft of the Megas, correct?
Yeah, that's true. That's weird. I didn't think about that.
The only person who kept their Mega from last season, and for good reason, because did you not lead the league in kills?
I'm pretty sure Mega Charizard X was the top KO'er in this format last season.
No reason to change something that worked. I liked it. It's a good, good value-wise, just like the Mega there, like in the middle of the round, that did that well. No reason not to take it if you like it and if it worked. It's not like something like Scizor or Venusaur fell that's like, wow, those are top tier Megas. And Charizard X is a top tier Mega if you use it correctly. And it's kind of hard not to use it. You really just got to get it in the Mega Evolve before Rocks. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest problems, was really getting the Stealth Rocks away from my team.
Yeah.
And really predicting those Stealth Rocks. A couple times it did work out, but like I said, the main reason Mega Charizard X is back is not just because it's really good in terms of like how versatile it is. You can run bulky, you can run special, you can run defensive, you can do a lot of things with Mega Charizard, but it's just because I looked at my competition and there's 4 matches that I'm always going to see every couple weeks, and it fared off really well against my division rivals.
Yeah.
And their Megas. So just having that matchup right away would be nice. Would be really, really nice.
I mean, I see, like, this is the third pick where I see nothing absolutely wrong with it. Like, obviously there's like flaws in it, but where you took it, like Venusaur, Scizor, and this one are the 3 picks that I see absolutely 0 things wrong with it. just as far as where you draft it. Like if you took Mega Charizard X first, I'd be like, if you had the first pick, I'd be like, it's still good. But like you could have got Mega Venusaur, you could have got Scizor, and I'm high on those two Mons. Maybe higher than other people, but I really Technician is dirty on Mega Scizor. But I love the pick where you took him like middle of the round. And it just
literally,
and you know how to use them. You don't have to learn on the fly like I do, because I've never used my Mega. I've never used it once.
Interestingly enough, last season was the first time I really used Charizard X, and
you used it well.
The fact that it was number 1 was a bit surprising. It was a bit surprising, but I feel like that's enough about Mega Charizard X. He'll see him later on in the channel itself. We're gonna go with Flying Skull 25, coach of the Tennessee Toxicroaks. He brought in the Mega Tyranitar.
See, I was surprised by this pick. I don't know if I'm going to say it's bad, because its defenses are crazy, and like it's a very good. I don't want to say wall, because it doesn't get recovery, I don't think, but here's its stats. 100 HP, 164 attack, 150 defense, 95 special attack, and 120 special defense. Just seeing that makes me feel a little bit better about the pick, but I don't think I would have gone T-Tar here.
Well, there's so much priority in like fighting attacks that it's pretty crazy. Plus, a lot of things can outspeed Tyranitar. Mm-hmm. But on the opposite end, this thing can Pursuit Trap, this thing can set up Dragon Dances, this thing can patch up its flaws and really become a threat. And with the right team, it's as obvious as it is, with the right team it can perform to its best.
It does get rest, so it does get some form of recovery.
Plus, I think the Tennessee Toxicroaks are up for redemption.
Like, seeing that special attack, it opens the door for some creativity. I don't know what type of special moves it gets, but like if you're gonna switch, it's like hypothetically say you have a special or a physical wall and you're like, oh, this thing totally walls, my special defense is average, but if he comes out with a modest max special attack T-Tar and Dark Pulses you into oblivion, like you don't see it coming. If he does that more than like twice, there's something wrong, because you're wasting 164 base attack. But once or twice in the season, that could really mess somebody up, and it might get them a couple wins. But just looking at those defenses, the HP, all that come together, I actually like this pick a lot more than I did. But you're right, Vacuum Wave, Mach Punch are things, and Bullet Punch is a thing. It's gonna have a problem with Scizor, Beedrill, Venusaur. It's gonna have a problem with. It could have a problem with Aerodactyl, just because it's outsped and EQ. Lopunny is going to be a problem. Gallade. And then there's a couple more that's going to have a problem with, but we'll get into those later. Because I have a kind of a spiel for my thing. But so that's my input on Mega T-Tar.
Alright, so we're going to move on to round 8. And that was picked by DallyTayTays, coach of
the Galeta Freeze.
Yeah.
The Butteraids.
The Butteraids.
The Galeta Free Butteraids.
I like the Butteraids. What are you gonna do? We're gonna Butteraid you. Yeah.
He got Lopunny.
Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny's returning to the A-League again.
And I'm shocked it fell this far. I thought TJG was gonna eat this thing up the second it hit 4. That's why I was so in shock about Aerodactyl. I was like, whoa. Because in my mind, it was already decided. Like, he didn't have a choice. It had to be Lopunny. And, like, he talked a little bit like it was Lopunny for sure. But, I mean, he didn't say it outright. And so that's kind of, like, why when, like, I posted in the thread, but then I deleted it because you weren't supposed to post hype or whatever, and I understand that completely. So I deleted it. But I was like, whoa, did not see Mega Beedrill or Mega Aerodactyl coming. I was more surprised by Aerodactyl than Beedrill, just because I thought Lopunny was a sure thing.
Yeah, Mega Lopunny falling this far in the draft is pretty nuts. But last season, it did do work because people had to really prepare for it, and the Jewish Giraffe used it really good, always sporting that Healing Wish and I know that Healing Wish put a lot of Pokemon on a weird spot. Because it brought back something that just was not viable anymore. And I'm interested to see how DallyTayTay uses it. Just because I haven't really seen DallyTayTay battle in the past couple bit.
Yeah.
And so my information on him is not as
I just think
abundant.
Lopunny's coverage is ridiculous. And the reason it's ridiculous is because nothing is immune to it. Nothing's immune to its stab. It gets fake out, it gets the elemental punches. High jump kick's risky, but obviously it's powerful and pays off. So like the only, besides a fast, hard-hitting fighting type, the only other like guaranteed answer to it's protect.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to choice something.
Yeah.
And make sure you take it out in 1 or 2 hits, or just have fake outs. And
so yeah, I definitely like the pick. It's another one of those. I don't see anything wrong with it, especially with how late he got it.
If anything, it's a plus that he got it this far.
Yeah, definitely.
But we'll move on to the next one. We're on to round 9, and that is the co-host of this channel, Crump. Nub64, coach of the Dallas Starmies, he picked up the Mega Gyarados.
And I kind of forgot about this thing. It's definitely not bad at all. The only thing that regular Gyarados has on it is its ability, but Mold Breaker does like making like there's no immunities. Like he can EQ as much as he wants after a D-Dance. And it's bulky. It's definitely way bulkier than. It's got 130 special defense, 109 defense, and it's also hits way harder with 155 attack.
Yeah, it's that the Dragon Dance set is always so viable. Plus, it's bulky, and I'm okay with this Mon for where it is. That it's just because we haven't really gone through your pick yet, but once we do, I'll talk a bit more about it. But its other opponent is the Mega Tyranitar, that is the Tennessee Toxicroaks,
and it answers it fine.
And it does well on it.
It outspeeds it. It can hit it with a waterfall, but T-Tar can kind of answer it back too with a superpower. If this thing can't kill T-Tar in one shot, then T-Tar's going to hurt this thing right back. And I think T-Tar, if Gyarados doesn't one-shot T-Tar, I think the T-Tar can come back and one-shot it.
But the really cool thing is that even though the rules state that you do have to Mega Evolve right away,
you can get that.
You can get the Intimidate off, withdraw, and keep on rinse and repeat.
If you get really clever, I think if you switch Gyarados in and something dies to Toxic, do you get the Moxie boost?
No.
You don't? Oh, it has to kill. You're right.
Yeah.
Because that'd be really, really crazy. If he made that viable, like if we saw Crump just like Toxic and just stall it out with like Chansey, and then at the last second Gyarados, and they're like, what?
what happened? But yeah, Gyarados does fall under that. It falls under a big shadow of like the other Megas, and it sort of becomes lost in there. So seeing it back in the A League is gonna be really fun.
But the way I look at it is I look at B leagues and I look what's taken after it, and I don't love a lot of the mons that were taken after it. Like there was Metagross, Aggron, Alakazam, Sableye, My Mega, and then those are the only ones I love. But this thing gets wrecked by the 3 last Megas taken in this draft. This Mega Gyarados is utterly destroyed.
So we're gonna move on to the 10th pick, and that is by the co-host of over here right now.
Semeraro, whatever you want to call me.
For some reason, I just put Anywho, he picked up the Mega Altaria, which is last season. It was one of the fan favorites pick. It was a favorite.
Yeah, I had no intention of taking this thing. I thought it'd be gone. I was like, all right, Mega Aggron, Mega Deontay, or Mega, who was the other Mega? Metagross. And I kind of thought about Gyarados for a second, but I was like, whatever. So when I just saw it kept falling and falling, and then when it got to Crump. I was like, this dude's gonna snipe me. There's no way this dude doesn't snipe me right now. I'm not gonna get Altaria. And he took Gyarados, and I just was like, yes. So, and the reason I say that is not, I mean, obviously Altaria is awesome, but I wanted with my Mega, I wanted versatility. And the plan for the whole draft was to go Fairy, and it just worked out perfect that both guys in my division drafted Dark types.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
It was perfect because my plan was either going to be Deontay, maybe Aggron, maybe Metagross, and it was between Deontay and then as the draft went on, Altaria. But I wanted versatility. Deontay Stealth Rock, it can be kind of defensive, but Altaria can be especially defensive. It can be physically defensive. It can be physically offensive. It can be a cleric. It can be. I can do anything I want with Altaria, I feel like.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those like it can change a match in one turn with that Cotton Guard.
See, I feel like it's the Mew of Megas. Like there's no Mega that can learn every move or whatever, but Altaria can do everything. Obviously can't set up. Well, I mean set up Stealth Rocks and stuff like that, but I feel like it can like be a wall.
The only thing that I'm really scared about Altaria, well, that is something that you might have to watch out for, and this is just me thinking out loud, but it's just that it's without a Dragon Dance or anything like that, it's pretty slow.
Yeah.
And for example, if Gengar gets picked up, the Gengar does take it down in one hit with a Sludge Wave.
Yeah, definitely.
So in terms of it, like, it's just you need to build a team that is fast. This is me thinking out loud. You can totally disagree with me.
No, I see. I see exactly what you're saying, and I don't disagree at all.
But like you said, Mega Altaria is pretty versatile. It can run Dragon Dance. It can run Con Guard. It can be a Cleric. It can be something that has a mixed attacker, which is rare to see.
Yeah.
And it loses its Stealth Rock weakness.
Yes.
It's immune to Dragon?
It's got 3 weaknesses and like 8 resistances. It's weak to Steel, Poison, and Ice.
Yeah, so that's nothing to be scared of. That's pretty awesome to see.
Because when I run a bulky Altaria, I can pretty much switch it into anything. Like, as long as I know that they're not running, like I'm not going to switch into a Gengar, or I'm not going to switch it into like a Mamoswine. But unless like they're Mamoswine's Intimidator or anything, but like I can switch it into any what's it, Dark type, Fire, Water, Grass, Electric. I'm not scared of any of that with Altaria.
Yeah, it's like I said, Mega Altaria is always a great choice to go to.
And I think bonuses, I'm only going to see each of my division opponents Megas once. I don't think they're going to bring Mega Gyarados or Mega T-Tar 2 matches against me.
Yeah, well,
just out of fear of the Altaria.
Yeah, it does match up well against the division rivals, so that'll be always good to have. Yeah, that's good. But we'll move on to the 11th pick, and that is Admin Espeon, coach of the Bouffalants. He picked up the Mega Gallade.
And this was his backup pick. He was in love with Lopunny, and you can actually kind of see the similarities between Gallade.
Mega Gallade's a backup pick. That's crazy.
Yeah, you can kind of see the similarities between Lopunny and Gallade. Obviously, Gallade's not lucky enough to get he doesn't need it, but Scrappy and Fake Out, but it does get priority. It gets Bulk Up. It gets Swords Dance. It's got good special defense. It's fast, like not fast, but it's fast. It hits hard, and obviously it has recovery with Drain Punch. It has a good coverage. It's got Iron Head. It's got Night Slash. It's got Psycho Cut. It's got Zen Headbutt. It's got Close Combat.
Needless to say, it's a great mon.
Yeah, I like it. And obviously, who's in his division? The Beedrills and the Lopunny. So it's kind of like a triangle. Lopunny handles the Beedrill really well. Beedrill handles the Gallade pretty well, and the Gallade handles the Lopunny pretty well.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Well,
that's how I look at it.
Of everything, I'd want to go with the Gallade just because.
Well, yeah,
it's a pretty close speed tie, but I'm pretty sure Beedrill's not bulky, and he can invest some of that extra attack towards defense itself and make sure you can take one
of whatever it's throwing at you. Though I was just thinking like just U-turn, go like U-turn, get out, and just keep chipping at it with U-turns, because like
Mega Glade gets Drain Punch, right?
Yeah.
So with a couple Bulk Ups, it's gonna be a scary mon too.
True.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Either Mega Beedrill gets a crit, or Mega Gallade is really scary.
But yeah, I think for his division, like it's another one of those picks that's a lot better when you look at the division.
Yeah, and it makes sense. So I think we're just gonna move on to the 12th pick.
Yeah.
The last pick, and it's if you guys have stayed along this far, thank you so much. We appreciate it. But that's gonna go to Dragonite Spam, coach of the Magikarps. I don't know whether Magikarps, and he picked up the Mega Gardevoir. I'm getting tongue-tied over here. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Anywho, that's pretty interesting that Gallade and Gardevoir respectively got picked 11 and 12.
True. I didn't even put that together in my head.
That's the only thing I could think about when I saw the draft. I was like, Gallade, Gardevoir, Gardevoir.
I didn't even see a lot of these until we started talking about them, and then I was like, oh wait, that. Like, the only thing I knew was just because it's my job to know is my advantage, Mega advantage, in my division. That's the only thing I noticed, and then I saw. But in this case, this division, like really, nobody like the only thing is Manectric over Aerodactyl, and that's it. Like they really don't check each other. Aerodactyl doesn't really. I mean, if Aerodactyl hits Gardevoir, Gardevoir's going down. Gardevoir hits Aerodactyl, Aerodactyl's going down. Gardevoir hits Manectric, they kill each other, but they don't like wall each other.
Yeah, this definitely really makes the division really interesting, just because it's so.
Basically, it's go ahead.
It's basically if anything hits each other, it's gonna go down.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I was like, whoever gets the first contact between these megas is dead. Like, there's no way. Because they're all like the bulkiest one is Manectric, and that's because Intimidate and 50 or 80 defenses. I think Gardevoir has good special defense actually.
It has really good special defense, but
it's frail as heck on the physical side, and it has like no HP. I think.
Yeah, so Aerodactyl is well. Even then, Mega Aerodactyl is not that great on Gardevoir.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I think Mega Aerodactyl. Let's see.
The thing that Gardevoir does get though is Trick Room.
True.
And if Dragonite Spam gets cheeky or pretty smart or is feeling a bit dangerous, woke up on the right side of the bed instead of the left side, he could run Trick Room Gardevoir, and that could wreck a lot of speedy teams.
I was incorrect in saying that the most balanced bulky mon was Manectric, because it is Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is 80 HP, 85 defense, and 95 special defense. So Aerodactyl may be able to take one hit, as long as it's not super effective and it's at full health. And it's invested, and it's invested correctly, and it's a low roll. And
probably the Jewish giraffe. He runs the calculations. He knows what his Aerodactyl can take already. He knows what it likes for breakfast, dinner, how it likes its omelet.
I like the Aerodactyl against Gardevoir. I like Gardevoir against the other two as well, though. So I don't know. I think if I had to pick a Mega in this division, I'd give it the nod to Gardevoir by a little bit, but I do like Aerodactyl against it.
Yeah, and once again, it's the last pick of the RBL League A.
He totally broke a lot of hearts in B League. There were like 4 people who were like, no, that was who I was going to take it. That was my top Mega. And
well, it was my backup plan if Mega Charizard didn't. Well, it was Mega Altaria or Mega Gardevoir that was my backup plan.
Yeah.
And
well, thank you for not taking Mega Altaria.
It's definitely a really good mon just because it's a very psychic type.
Yeah.
And like I'm fond of Mega Gardevoir. It has so much coverage, can do so many different things, and it can do it well.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like it's not used as just an attacker approach only, and it will not be a surprise if he uses it as let's say a defensive or a trick room or a special attacker. It's definitely no surprise. Plus, it gets Shadow Sneak.
Yeah, and you can also have Will-O-Wisp taunt.
So
you might have just said that. I was looking. I was like, I was typing, and it can wish and pass. It can't really pass wishes effectively, but it can wish and protect, get reliable recovery.
So that's pretty nuts. Like a Pokemon that's that versatile, because with Manectric and Aerodactyl, they can only do one thing, but they can do it really good. While Gardevoir is going to be a bit more unpredictable.
So yeah,
and so it's gonna be nice to see. It might help Dragonite spam in that really tough division.
Yes,
having that unpredictability.
It gets Heal Bell too.
Oh,
it's. I'm looking through its moveset, and it's actually really good. Psych Up, the Reflect. Like, this thing can do whatever you need it to do.
So like, honestly, getting to Mega Gardevoir 12th, you could have not asked for a better pick for a 12th pick.
Yeah, it can put any status it wants on them on T-Wave, Toxic, Will-O-Wisp. Obviously gets sub. Like, it's just, and if he wants to get really cheeky, he could always run. Where'd it go? I had a joke and I lost it. Oh, where'd the move go? Oh god, this is embarrassing. He could always run. I give up.
Destiny Bond.
Destiny Bond.
Oh, ooh, Destiny Bond.
That's what I was trying to get out. God,
quite the journey.
Like, it was at the top and I was ready. I was like, that'd be kind of cool to mention. And then I scrolled down, like, oh, look at all these moves. It gets Pain Split. What?
Yeah, it's a crazy mon. Like,
holy, oh, I thought I got Miracle for a second. I was like, all right, I'm on trade. Time out. I want a new one.
Oh man, Gardevoir is a great mon. It's a great mon.
I underestimated it.
So like I said, I'm really interested to see in the division and see how it matches up and whatnot.
Definitely.
But that's all of League A and their mega draft picks. Currently, the draft picks for just regular mons is happening right now. I believe we're in the first. Probably when we release this, it's going to be round 2.
Yeah, it'll probably be mid round 2, late round 2. Actually, it might be even round 3 because we're at the last pick of round 1, start of round 2 with Dragonite spam picking. So,
and then what's your pick?
My pick that I took in the first round?
No, what position are you in?
My pick is 6-7, so I was 7. No, don't quote me. I was 7 the first round. I'll be 6 in the second round.
I know mine. I'll buy the heart. Like, it's 11. It's straight up 11.
I almost was like, I wish we could swap picks. I would totally be like, yo, Cap, let's swap. Because I did some math, and it could be very wrong because I did it very quickly. But okay, so my cousin has to wait 8 picks before he can make his choice in the first round. Then it flips, and it is, what is it? It is 3. No, it's 6 before he makes his pick in the second round. So that is math, Zach, math. Use your math. 12. No, 14.
I do believe the first round pick gets the last pick. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's Serpentine. I have to wait just as long, the same amount of like selections as him, almost. But I pick later. I pick like one pick. I stay in the same spot every round, and he just like keeps flipping over me. And he's still like, I think at the end he picks like 2 turns earlier than me overall. It's weird. I figured it would be the same every time, but it's not.
No.
Unless my math was slightly off, which it very well could be. Math is my second least favorite subject. Unless I'm playing it in Pokemon style, then I love math.
Math is your best friend.
Yes, when it's Pokemon related, it is. But I don't know. I just thought that would be interesting to point out, and my math could be wrong. If my math's right, like he picks like 2 turns overall sooner than me, despite picking 9th, and I pick 7th. So,
interesting.
Like if you go through the whole draft.
But I think we're gonna end it off over here, just because it's been almost an hour, and you got us talking, and I'm starting to get a bit hungry. I don't know about you.
I am getting a little tired, so different vices.
Well, we'll end it off over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I just want to say a special thank you just for showing up in the first video. You guys have really showed up and really shown the support for both Zach and I. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
And if you guys haven't already checked out Zach's channel, I'm gonna put it in the description down below. It worked the last time, right? I only spelled your name wrong. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, just in the title.
Just in the title. So that's not too shabby. That's not too shabby.
Everyone's like, who is this guy?
I know.
I keep typing Semeraro Gaming and it's not popping up.
I know the description was right though. It was right.
Yes.
Kudos to me for getting that wrong in so many ways. One day I'll get it right. One day.
It gave me a good chuckle when I saw it posted on the subreddit. I was like, nice.
Nice. Does that work? Nice.
Yes.
Anywho, we're gonna get going, and once again, if you want to check out his channel, he does Pokemon stuff, and I do believe we're having something soon.
It should be in the next 4 days when your first battle, Pick Your Poison, comes up. Because I just edited and we'll start uploading tonight the last one with Vade. So
there we go, guys. So be sure to look out for that. It's definitely something interesting, and he's got a really, if you guys haven't checked out the Vade series, I would definitely recommend it. It's pretty hilarious. There's some interesting mons ran through there.
Interesting in quotation marks.
With a little XD face at the end. Those cats. Anywho, we're gonna get going. I know I keep saying this, but I'm getting hungry and my stomach is rumbling. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Mega Draft. I hope you guys enjoyed the little brief section of the B League itself. And make sure you keep tuned in. We're gonna eventually have a guest. Fingers crossed.
Probably at the full draft review, we should probably have 3 people. I don't know.
Hopefully we can get the champ in here.
Yes, that'd be nice. This is the longest outro of all time. It's awesome.
We just keep brainstorming things as we go, but we're gonna get going.
Bye.
This is it right now. Bye. This is Cap signing out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.